things. After the Yetzer Hara will try to make you show your piousness, your good actions, show people how good you are, show people, right? Then he's gonna say, show people what kind of big tzaddik you are, because you want people to learn from you. And that's really also connected to Gaava, because he wants to show others his greatness. And by the way, it looks like it's going from a mitzvah way, but it's not. It's really Gaava. Even though we see the Gemara in Megillah brings Chaf Zayin Chaf Chet, brings a lot of great people that they are praised for a lot of great things they did. One rabbi used to wear tefillin all day and all these things. Really, whatever they did it for their students and their friends, in order for their students and friends to follow their ways. And that for sure is a mitzvah. That for sure is a mitzvah, to become closer to the Maasim Tovim. You understand? ואפילו בפני אלו לא יהנה בליבו באומרו זה אני יודע. But even in the presence of these, meaning when the rabbi is showing how great he is, he's not saying in his heart, he shouldn't rejoice and say, he shouldn't be happy, oh, you see, I know so much. Oh, look how much I did. I gave so much tzedakah. I was giving out, volunteering my time to help people in the community. That shouldn't have that. Shouldn't feel so happy. Oh, I did it. Mesiled Yesharim comments that even one who merits to become a great scholar sage should not have a sense of haughtiness, because he should feel that he is only fulfilling the dictates of his nature. As it is natural for a bird to fly, it is natural for him to excel in Torah wisdom. You shouldn't, let's say you're a big Talmid Chacham, in your mind, you shouldn't think, oh, look, I know so much and stuff. You should, whatever you do has to be there. It's like, listen, when a bird flies, do people clap for the bird and say, wow, you fly so nicely? Why?
Because
That's its nature. So the same thing here. A person is doing his avodah in this world. Says, I'm doing my job. I'm here to do my job. That's all. I was created for this. Hashem created me with the brain to learn. So if I know how to learn, it's not because I'm smart or whatever. Because Hashem created me with the brain that is able to learn. That's a big key. That's a big key. So whatever you do, your intention has to be, I'm doing it because this is what Hashem created me with. Hashem gave me ability to be good and be smart. I'm supposed to use it for Torah. I'm supposed to direct all that energy. And yeah, you'll be great, beautiful. But I'm not here to be great. I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do. See, that's a very, very high level. Such something you have to constantly remind yourself. גם אם תלך בענווה ותעמוד להתפלל באריכות ותלמד בכפיות. So Yetzer Hara is going to come up with a new plan. Even if you go in the ways of humility and you pray a long time and you learn, you have a set time for Torah, you're amazing. Yetzer Hara is going to tell you, Ata now, הרואים אותך בבני אדם, look how he's going to come, different way. He's going to say, people see you and they're going to give you honor. You pray so long. People are watching you. They're going to give you honor. They're going to say, wow, this guy is such a big tzaddik. ויש רווח גדול בזה. You know what's going to happen? Because they see you, you're so great, they're going to accept whatever you tell them.
Reuben, is this yours?
No. כי כל זה הבל. All this is nonsense. Meaning, he wants you to think, now that they see how great you are, they're going to give you more respect, and you're going to be important, and you're going to be able to guide them. But you shouldn't even think like that. Because, oh, I'm going to try to be so great because of what? So I could guide people. כי בעשותך מעשה הטוב, when you do something good, you do it לשם הבורא ברוך הוא לבדו. You only do it for the sake of Hashem. If you want to bring people closer to Hashem, you shouldn't think in your mind, you know why people will listen to me? Because I'm a good example to them. That's not why. They look up to me. That's not why. I'm doing it purely for the sake of Hashem. ודברי תוכחתך יתקבלו בפני העולם, גם אם לא תחשוב כך. And your words are going to make an impact on them even if they don't think like this. אם לא תחשוב כך. I'm sorry, even if you don't think so. Meaning, you might think, you know why? They're going to follow my ways. It's because they think I'm a big tzaddik. They see how much good I do. That's not why they're going to accept you. Your words, your musar, or whatever you have to teach them. They're going to accept it regardless. Whatever you think. So it doesn't matter what you think. כי אין קבלת התוכחה תלויה במחשבותיך. Whether somebody is going to accept what you say or not, it has nothing to do with you. You have to think in your mind. Just a messenger. It's like a guy that has to give a person a message. I give you a message, an envelope from the king. Is it your choice to open it, or it's my choice that you open it?
It's my choice.
It's your choice. You want to accept what the king wants to give you? You want to open up the envelope? You could do it. Does it have anything to do with me?
No.
Absolutely not. I have no say in this. So that's another way he's going to attack you. ואחרי שתסתלק מכל זה, יסיתך יצר ויאמר לך. So now he's going to come with a different plan, the יצר הרע. לא ייתכן שתהיה בעבודתך בלבב שלם, עד שתתרחק מן הגאווה לגמרי. You want to be a true super servant of Hashem? You have to move Gaava fully, completely from yourself. כגון, for example, שתכסה מעשיך הטובים. You have to hide your good deeds. Don't show people that you learn Torah. Don't show people how much you pray. Just hide everything. להראות הפוך ממה שהיה. Do the opposite. When you pray, pray short. When כשתרצה ללמוד שום חוכמה, תתייחד. When you want to learn something, don't ever learn in public. People shouldn't see you learning. ולא ידע, this is the יצר הרע, like a different way. You see how he's going different strategies? ולא ידע שום אדם זולת הבורא. Nobody should know what you do, only Hashem.
Oh, so he's hard?
Yeah. He's going to try to find a different way to seduce you. Meaning, if first he's trying to seduce a person openly, like, oh, you should pray long, you should do all these things. Why? Because people are going to follow you and they're going to listen to your musar. But the kavanah is to make you feel like a big shot.
Which is not good.
This is no good. Okay, then he's going to find a different strategy. It's a different strategy. Okay, don't show people anything. Don't show that you learn Torah in public. Pray very short. All these things. ולא תראה בך שום מידת טוב. Don't show any good character trait. Don't ever show people how you help and help around in shul and clean the place. Nothing. אך תראה העצלות במעשה עבודה. Pretend as if you're lazy when it comes to serving Hashem. Oh, look at the rabbi. He comes in late to shul. He prays for 2 seconds and he leaves. He comes. He's the latest one in the minyan, right? כדי שלא יצא לך שם, that you shouldn't get a name, and you should. Meaning, if you get a name, you're gonna lose your schar. ולא תצווה על הטוב. Don't tell people to be good, to go in the ways of Torah and mitzvot. Stay quiet. Be humble. When you tell people something, you have gaava. ולא תזהיר מן הרע. Don't tell people not to speak lashon hara, not to keep Shabbat. Nothing. Don't tell anyone anything. ולא תודיע חוכמתך. Don't teach people wisdom. ולא תלמדה לאיש זולתך. Don't teach anyone except yourself. ולא תראה סימן ירא שמיים ולא עוד. Don't show people you have יראת שמיים. Don't have a big kippah. Take a small little kippah. Don't put on a black hat. Don't put on a suit. Wear everything simple. ולא עוד, כגון תפילין מזוזה וציצית. Don't have a mezuzah on your door. What is how does it?
He's trying to show you.
It's too much.
Otherwise, I'm gonna come, right?
אלא תתנהג כמנהגם. Just be like a simple guy. Nobody knows who this guy is. Be like that.
Unbelievable.
ותלך בדרכיהם ותהיה מעורב. Be with people. Go on parties and show them how are you. Be simple. Don't talk about Torah. Don't show anything. Eat with them. Have fun with them. You see how he's twisting the mind? כי כל זה מענייני יצר ללכות בין האדם ברשותו. This is all the traps of the יצר הרע to trap a person. והעושה עניין זה לשם שמיים, לשם מצווה, but if a person does all of this for the sake of the mitzvah, meaning he hides everything he does for the sake of the mitzvah, he wants to be humble. הפסדו 1,000 יותר משכרו. His loss is 1,000 times more than his reward. You think that you are hiding everything, that you're such a big tzaddik, your loss is 1,000 times more than what you would gain if you would be open. ודומה לבורח מאש קטנה לאש גדולה. So he's comparing it of running away from a small fire to a big fire. So what's the right prayer? What's the right way if you're doing everything? The right way is like this. התפלל בכוונה, pray with kavana. You need to pray 10 minutes, 20 minutes, pray עמידה 10, 20 minutes. ויצווה על הטוב, teach people the right way. Teach them what's not good. Do things openly. Okay, guys, today we're going to go openly. We're going to go Bikur Cholim. Who's going to come with me? Openly. Let people know what you're doing. ואם יכבדו, if people do give you honor, על זה, they say, wow, te maladetz, you're the best rabbi in the world. אין מזיג לו בשכרו. You don't lose your schar. אחרי שלא כיוון לזה, because your kavanah was not that. Your kavanah was to do the will of Hashem. I don't care what people are going to say. I have to do what I was brought to this world to do. לכן, you see how important is the whole key is your kavanah. You could do everything. Do the whole Torah. Or you're a show off. They could think whatever they want. They could give me honor. They could think I'm a big shot. But my kavanah is what? To do the will of Hashem. So if your kavanah is straight, that's all that matters. That's why it says that kavanah is everything. In life, kavanah is everything. The way you think, that's how you're going to get schar in olam haba. ולכן בעת אשר תעשה מעשה הטוב, that therefore when you do something good, תבחין בעצמך ממי אתה מקווה הגמול. First thing, you have to ask yourself, who am I getting a reward from? Who's my boss? Who am I getting reward from? People or Hashem? If it's from Hashem, then you're complete. But if your kavanah is for other people, then you're not complete. So that's the key question to all of life, everything in life. Yeah. What are you doing it for? Why are you teaching Torah? Why are you praying so long? Why are you doing mitzvot? If your answer to the question is, I'm doing it l'shem yichud kudsha berechu shchinteh, then you're complete. If not, if there's strings attached to it, like I want to, publicize myself, then what? It's not complete.
That's very hard. Because there's a lot of people.
That's the hardest thing. Exactly.
Show off your voice,
That's the hardest thing to do.
It's very hard.
But that's the key question. So we have to, it comes out from here, before you do anything, you have to always ask yourself a question. Why am I doing this? Am I doing it for Hashem? Am I doing it for people?
So he's doing it for people, better not to do it, right?
And if no, it's not that you shouldn't do it. Like it says that person that wants to learn Torah in order to be a rabbi, in order to be known, in order to have that profession, it's not L'Shem Shamayim. But really, it says that person that does Shelo Lishma will come to L'Shem Shamayim. But you're not complete, because your actions is not L'Shem Shamayim. That's why it says by the Mikubalim, the ones that know the Kabbalah, everything they do, they say L'Shem Yichud. They drink water, L'Shem Yichud. They pray, put on tzitzit, tefillin, L'Shem Yichud. What's the L'Shem Yichud is going to help you? To always concentrate your mind, who am I doing it for? Am I praying? I'm praying for Hashem. Could be a chazan, very nice, beautiful voice, very nice. But who am I doing it for? And nobody knows this, because only Hashem will see this. Nobody will know this. וגם תבחין אם זה המעשה אשר תעשה לפני העולם. And another thing you should follow up on this. If this same thing that I'm doing publicly, will I do it privately the same way or not? Meaning, if I'm going to pray Amida in my house when I'm alone, 15 minutes, the same way that I pray in the shul, is it the same or not? If it's not the same, then it's not L'Shem Shamayim. Yes. You see how deep he's going. There's such a deep psychology here.
So it's like common sense almost, no?
It is, but like sometimes, how do I know? Okay, how do you know? Okay, you throw out the garbage in front of people. You cleaning up in front of people. Question is, if when nobody sees you and you see garbage on the floor outside in the middle of the night, are you gonna pick it up or not?
No.
So chances are whatever you did before was in order to get some honor for it.
Wow.
You wanted people to see you.
Is that human nature?
It is human nature, because most of the things that we do is human nature, because person by default he wants kavod. But Rabbi Nachman says that the further away you are from Hashem, the more kavod you want. The more, people tell you something is going to hurt you, like you're going to get upset at it. Because you want more kavod, that means you're further away from Hashem. But the less kavod a person wants, the more he's doing the right thing. So that's like, it's a level, you don't, most people are not on that level.
Right.
That's why in psychology, they teach you, they say if you want to make a lot of friends, try to give them honor. Because when you give a person honor, psychologically, he likes you. He's going to like you.
Like what, like your shirt or something?
Anything. Give a good, nice compliment. Be nice to people. Because that's how you get majority of people to become close to you. Even the worst person, if you constantly feed him his honor, he's going to eventually become very attached to you. Again, because that's a low level. That's a basic level human necessity that a person needs.
Right.
But the higher you go in the spiritual realm, the less you will need it. You're not going to seek these things that people are going after. So if you would do it publicly the same way that you would privately, then that means that it's L'Shem Shamayim. Now he's going to go into detail. Okay, I think I'm going to say this fast. Intellectually, honesty. This is a very potent spiritual litmus test. Whenever one examines the motives of his actions, he must consider how he would act if he were not being observed. How I would act if I was not observed. Meaning, let's say you're in your job. In front of your boss, how you do it. But what if your boss is not there? Will I do it the same way or not? Whether it be a way he davens, learns, and speaks, or whether it is general conduct, such as eating habits or choice of entertainment, man must always question himself: Is this the real me or just a show? That's why you should always ask this question: Is it me or it's a show? Life may be a stage, but it is not an act. To be the extent that one is able to match his private behavior to his public behavior, will his character become perfected. So how you perfect yourself depends how your private life and your public life they're equal. Meaning the way we're learning now, this is the way you're supposed to learn by yourself. You like it, you're into it. This is the same way it has to be. However, truly virtuous is the person whose actions in private are on a higher level than in public. Oh, but the real Hasid, his private actions are much higher than public. Meaning what he does in private is much greater than what he's public. If he davens in a minyan for 20 minutes, Amida, at home, let's say he davens 40 minutes. Because nobody's watching, he wants to be on a higher level. The Gemara tells us that when Rabbi Akiva would daven with the congregation, he was concise in his prayer, meaning he would pray like normal. But when davening in private, he would begin in one corner and end up in a different corner. Due to the many kneelings and bowings, used to be out of this world. An example of this was told to me by my Rebbe, who heard this in the name of Rav David Zatzal, a great nephew of the saintly Chafetz Chaim. He was a nephew. Rav David's relationship with the Chafetz Chaim was such that he frequently spent time at the Tzaddik's home. One year, on the night of Tisha B'Av, Rav David accompanied the Chafetz Chaim to Shul when they were doing Megillat Eicha. You know, when on Tisha B'Av, everybody reads it. Although the mood of the Chafetz Chaim, as that of others, was understandably sober, even though he wasn't sad, he was not so happy, there was nothing unusual about his demeanor. But what occurred upon returning home that night was incredible. Now Chafetz Chaim is going home. Rav David, then a youngster, would sleep near the room where the Chafetz Chaim studied. As he lay in bed that night, he noticed his great uncle, who was at his table studying, peeking over at his bed, so he's like sleeping, seemingly waiting for him to fall asleep. Chafetz Chaim is waiting for him to fall asleep. Wondering what the Chafetz Chaim was waiting for, Rav David acted as if he were asleep. Assuming that the boy was sleeping, the Chafetz Chaim suddenly exploded with emotions, crying and weeping bitterly with a flood of tears, lamenting the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash. Just crying like crazy. The degree of anguish that Rav David witnessed was so intense, chilling, and shocking that in relating the incident he expressed that he immediately felt regret for having seen it all. Rav David said when he was among other shuls, the Chafetz Chaim conducted himself like everyone else. So in public, regular. In private, even more.
But you don't pray in private, you pray with someone else.